Hello, On the Rockers. We are in for a treat today. From Webster, Seinfeld, Ellen to Showgirls, Mad About You, Transformers to everything in between to Henson's puppets. Yep, puppet up. That's why I can say it like that. We have actor, teacher, director, and queer trailblazer Patrick Bristow is here to chat about it all with my co-host, model musician Steven Dehler, and me, your sassy host with the sassy most. Buttons and bows and pantyhose.
The place where too glam to give a damn. Raise a glass.
Oh, yeah.
Raise a glass. It's on the rocks. It's early. That's funny. Girl, I only get like one line at the beginning. Let's cut me off.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Lord have mercy. Welcome to the show. Sorry to cut you off. I'm so eager. There's so much to talk about.
It's an early episode today.
It is. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at On The Rocks on Air, and on Facebook, On The Rocks Radio Show. Send us an email. Book us for a pride, wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. We don't care. We'll show up. Info at ontherocksradioshow.com. Also send us your comments, your guest requests, and your guest questions.
Yes, this show is presented by Straw Hut Media. You can watch and or listen to every one of our over 400 episodes at ontherocksradioshow.com, YouTube, Facebook Watch, on I Love Gay LGBTQ, and of course, Burwood Magazine. Rawr.
And also make sure you check out our TikTok and Instagram. We're adding some new kind of behind the scenes video segments. We did a cocktail recipe making video. It did not go well. We can drink, we just can't make them.
And you can't handle the heat either.
Yeah. But, thanks, Madonna, for the bottle of Tabasco vodka.
Absolute Tabasco.
That's what I'm going to say about that. Okay, truth be told, we are in the studio a little bit earlier than normal. It's the morning, but it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Liquid breakfast for me, sweetie. But only a person with such a list of gotcha has been in the entertainment industry for decades. As he puts it, young people know him from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Gay people know him from Showgirls and Ellen. And straight people know him from Seinfeld. Yes. But his career really does span appearances on some of the biggest shows around, including Mad About You, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Criminal Minds, Major Crime, Shameless, The Middle, Last Man Standing, Pretty Little Liars, CSI, and the films Austin Powers, So I Married an Axe Murderer. And he butched it up a little bit with the cowboy hat and Transformers. Also, Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. The actual list of his credits runs longer than his CVS receipt. I'd be here forever if I named them all. He's also a director and teacher, having taught at the Groundlings and beyond. He's a trailblazer as far as queer representation, popping up on your screen before gay representation was a thing. His improv knowledge led him to become co-creator, along with Brian Henson, an MC of Henson Alternative's Puppet Up Uncensored, which has toured the world bringing adult improv comedy with the brilliantly talented puppeteers of the Jim Henson Company. It also features musical numbers and classic pieces originally created by Jim and Jane Henson and Frank Oz that haven't been seen by live audiences in decades, performed by dozens of Henson puppets. It's here for SoCal for a limited time. 8 performances only from July 31st to August 9th at the Montalban Theater in Hollywood. Leave the kids at home. This one's for us. Let's take a look at Patrick in Puppet Up Uncensored.
Oh, boy.
Puppet Up Uncensored. Let me tell you about the show that you're about to see. Because not only is it an outrageous, hilarious, off-the-cuff, somewhat mature in content show, but more importantly, it's 2 shows in 1!
2 shows in 1!
Sit.
When people come to see Puppet Up, they should expect the unexpected, because every show's a little bit different. There's also things that are not improvised, some really cool musical pieces, and some vintage recreations of classic Jim Henson routines. So it's kind of a variety show in a way, but every show's a little different. What they can expect, however, is it's going to be a little irreverent.
A woman's place is in the kitchen! A woman's place is in the kitchen!
Definitely a little bit naughty.
I'm totally hot for you.
And a lot of fun.
There you go. Puppet Up is uncensored, and so are we this morning. So please welcome Patrick.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
I feel like I know you because I've seen you in everything. You know, for so many years, your career's getting up to 4 decades. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you something new.
No.
But I just feel like you've been part of my life growing up on all these iconic shows and movies and such. So, like, you being here, it's like, oh, yeah, it's my friend Patrick.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Thank you. I feel the same.
Well, you won't after the hour.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Get me out of here.
Just in an hour,
That's
yeah.
going to change. All right.
But
I'm ready.
first of all, I need to know, very hard-hitting questions here. Why are you so damn serious in the majority of your headshots? You look like a serial killer.
Like a totally serious.
He's like this. He's like,
Part of it is my eyes. I just have murderer eyes. Okay.
Resting murder face.
Yeah. Totally. Excellent. I'm going to use that. Consider that stolen. And I think a lot of it, this is going to just sound just the truth, is I don't really like my teeth very much, but I'm not going to have anything done about them. So I know everyone's got their weird things, right?
Yeah.
I know they're there.
and now that you mentioned it, we're all like, look, mole, teeth, what?
Yeah. So I think I got used to just kind of smirking, which has a smug thing. And so then I got a reputation for like being smug and arrogant, which, okay, you have to be something. So I'll take it. But yeah, so that's why I think the serious headshots.
I was picking a shot for the poster and I'm like, God damn.
Well, you end up using the Muppet.
Yeah.
There's actually about my crazy eyes. There was a little bit of a story. A friend of mine played the White Rabbit on this Disney Channel series years ago, and they needed the White Rabbit to go around to different places and do autograph shows, but he was not available. I had auditioned for the show, but got something else, and then they said to me, "Do you want to go to Mervyn's stores and sign autographs in a rabbit suit?"
Mervyn's. Remember Mervyn's?
And I told my agent, I said, "Make it worth it," and he did, and they met it. And I was like, God. So there I went in his makeup and everything, but with his eyes, the rabbit looked like this sweet woodland creature that the kids would love. With me, I looked homicidal, maniacal. There was nothing I could do. There were just
Tim Burton's
giant thyroid eyes just looking at you. I want to eat you, kids. And so some kids they declined to have the autograph.
Oh my God.
Saved you time.
Yeah.
Right.
And writer's cramp.
Yeah. God, Mervyn's, though, that brings back memories.
I used to go to Mervyn's all the time. You know?
Sure.
I would have to go for the boys section, and then they would have a section that just said husky. I remember that.
That's where I bought my dogs.
How dare you? But you are a SoCal boy, born and raised. You were kind of born into a family of performers, so to speak. Your parents met doing theater.
Yeah.
Can you tell us that kismet story?
Sure. By the time they came along, they'd recovered from acting. Okay, so they'd moved on to different things. But my mom was
Not recover.
yeah. My mom was another story. A ballet dancer and teacher breaking into acting and modeling and stuff like that. My dad had just got out of World War II, and I guess with the vets program, that was tuition for going to acting school, which was down on Wilshire, where the automotive museum, the Peterson Museum, is now. There was a theater there called Geller's, and it was a school, and a lot of famous people went through there, and so they met there, and again, by the time I came along, it was just all scrapbook memories. They weren't doing that. Dad had moved on to PR. Mom was teaching ballet, whatever. So the good thing is I had a lot of encouragement early on to pursue creative and performing arts, avenues. And I didn't have that kind of like, what are you doing? Get a real job. Right. They understood, and they were really, really very helpful in the early years.
So when did that entertainment bug kind of hit? Were you going to like ballet classes with your mom, or like where did that kind of spark happen when they knew like, oh, he's going to be an entertainment kid?
I don't know when they knew, but I knew like by third grade, doing some stupid Abraham Lincoln play. I improvised a bit with a broom and got a note from Mrs. Hamilton, my teacher.
Well,
that was my first critical note.
She was like, less murdery.
Less broom, more history.
I was a child with the murderer eyes, so I got cast not as Lincoln, but as his stepbrother.
Like, John Wilkes Booth is perfect for you.
Oh, God, if only. Six Semper Tyrannis or whatever. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Now, you grew up in a household with older brothers as well. How did you kind of keep your voice being heard? Were you like the theater nerd? Were you the chess kid? Were you the jock? Were you the choir kid?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't judge a book by its cover. I was in sports too.
Okay, you can judge this book by its cover. Okay. All right. I bold. All right.
Well,
that's very jockish. my brothers were and are 6 and 12 years older than me.
Wow,
so
there's a big gap
I think
there.
I'm an oops baby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oops.
So and they were bikers and multiple degree black belts and beards, ZZ Top looking guys,
Wow.
tats and everything. And I'm still really close with them, but they were great and they are great. And when I came out, it was just kind of like, yeah, right. We know Patrick, pass the butter. It was like, so I didn't get my movie of the week,
Right.
moment, but this is who I am. Damn it.
Yeah.
And if you can't accept me, they were like, give me no.
There she goes again.
Yeah. So they're really butch.
Pass the butter, mate. Pass the butter.
Pass the butter.
I'm Barbara. Do you think that helped you when you kind of got into the business where coming out wasn't such a big tragedy? You're like, well, this is just part of who I am. My family accepted who I am. Because when you entered the business, did you make the conscious decision to maybe I need to butch it up a little bit or change my voice or hide who I am? Was that a part of it at all?
No. And it wasn't so much like I'm going to put myself out there and
Right.
but there was a little bit like, look, I can't do anything else. This is who I am. I'll let the chips fall where they will. So it was a conscious decision in as much as that. And also I thought I can't pull that off. I'm not gonna pass, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Looking at representation,
Is
though,
that disappointing? Were you thinking it was gonna be much more heroic or something?
He's like, give us your straight voice.
Hello.
Yeah, he wasn't Transformers. I mean, that was a butch with that and Mark Wahlberg and
The look,
tension,
the
and
look.
tension.
There was tension, absolutely. Absolutely.
We know about Mark, but okay.
No, he's great. He was fine with me.
But in growing up, there wasn't much representation on TV. So
No.
what did you think your career was going to look like? I mean, growing up, we had Pauline, I remember, and I was like, okay, definitely, and here
Right.
and there. But officially, there wasn't much out there.
No, and it was always wink and a nod kind
Right.
of thing, right? If it was mentioned, it was some character that was going to die in a tragic way, later, or was just a horrible bitch.
Well, that's most of our friends.
Yeah, but sure, but
Accurate.
But they were cartoonishly horrible back in the day.
And I feel like when I was growing up, I always thought like the gay friend or the gay character's name was always Steve. The gay friend Steve.
You should research that. There's probably something to that.
Yeah.
Most of the tragic
That's why I
gays-
go by Steven.
Yeah.
And he had a friend named Randy.
Yes, there was always
There you
Randy.
They were
roommates.
roommates. Yes.
Roommates, yes.
But the tragic characters were always named like Michael. Like a name like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't that kind of representation, but you were like, let's just go do it anyway. Did you want to become like a big movie star, a big TV star, stage? Like, what was your immediate go-to? This is what kind of actor I want to be.
The first place that I felt like I fit in terms of like genre or subgenre was improv and sketch.
Yeah.
So until I landed in classes at the Groundlings just down the street here, I was a square pig. Wow.
There's a lot of new descriptives to you.
Yeah, it was a
Crazy eyes, square pig.
square pig power bottom.
The auditions are going to be flying through the roof for all of
Just
this.
get it out. No.
Not your Grinder headline.
Yeah.
And we'll edit that out. No, it was the square peg round hole thing. Like I'd go to equity auditions and they go like, well, he doesn't look like anyone else of the 7 brides for the 7 brothers. So out you go,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to get in the chorus of musicals, the National Company of Lacage, when we did the first dance combo, the Mints, very, very feminine. I was nailing that. They were looking at me from behind the table and smiling. And then we did the military tap, and I wasn't a tapper, and I was looking at my feet the whole time to make sure it was right. And then I was excused. So, it's like I wasn't quite fitting in. But then when it was, you get to create your own characters or write your own pieces, and you weren't just an interpreter, you were a creative, artist. That's when I went, this is what I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but this is where I'm home.
So let's talk about that period of time from schoolboy to getting your first gig. It's like the missing years of Jesus. We don't really know what was going on with you.
Right. And you're not going to.
Damn, I knew it was deleted for a reason. But what came first? Did like the improv, did that come before like the auditioning for the TV stuff or?
Yes.
Okay, so without too much, giving away too much of your personal life, from schoolboy
Or
to...
keep it short.
Because you're still going to talk about Pump It Up. You're going to be on stage and you're going to be like, oh God, that's in my earworm.
Yeah, it's all right.
From your first gig on Webster.
Yeah, which came through the Groundlings.
So I
was sitting in on a class, and one of the teachers at the Groundlings at that time was a writer-producer on Webster. And so when a part came along that she went, he'd be right for this with his murder eyes. They thought we need a bellhop with murder eyes. And so, yeah. And it was the first of many bellhops to come. Many. Yeah.
So you're a bellhopping.
Yeah, I was definitely bellhopping.
That must have been exciting. You were 25 years old, I think.
Ish,
around that. And Webster was a big show. I was raised on Webster. What was like? Do you remember what first day on set? You were like, this is my first big TV gig.
Yeah. Of course, I was nervous. I've never gotten over that. With all those credits you were listing, I was going, God, who is this guy? Where's that money?
Right.
That's gone. Yeah. So I was nervous as usual, and people were very nice. The kid, forgive me, I forget his name, Emmanuel Lewis. He was riding around the soundstage on a bicycle, and I just remember going, that's not what I expected. And then, we're on set, and Susan Thomas was very nice, but she walked in and said, oh, lose that lamp, because she didn't like the look of something like that, and it went away, and I thought, oh, that's how they do things here.
Power.
Yeah. I'm not going to try that yet, or ever. But everyone was really nice. It was easy. We shot it without an audience, so that lessened the nerves for me.
Right.
And yeah, I was very excited. I had a TV credit.
Now talk about the world of improv and what has improv, especially over the years after teaching it, studying it, everything. How has improv helped you in your real life, not just your professional life, but in reality? Oh,
big time. I wouldn't be able to be here and make any sense with you guys. I would have just been following whatever object, passed through my mind. So improv helped me kind of harness energy that was unharnessed and unfocused before, and helped me be a better listener. And it also gave me the confidence to go, you know what, even if a situation goes tits up, even if a social thing is awkward, whatever, I have failed many times in front of paying audiences, and I survived it. So it gives you that kind of confidence that isn't so much cocky or arrogant. It's just like, you know what, I'll try my best and I will survive this. Cue song. Yeah.
Now, as a teacher, and you've taught students all over the place, in improv, what do students need more? What are some of their biggest obstacles?
Almost, not universally, but very commonly, when students first come in, they're trying really hard to be funny. They're trying to show you that they can do really weird characters. And so getting them to harness that energy and focus and just listen and connect is the first order of business. And that was one that took me a long time to do. And I can still lose that, be caught up in my head or something like that, and then not be in the present moment. Right. But getting them to do that, to take the pressure off, don't have to be funny. Let's just learn to listen and connect and yes and. Accept what you're getting from your partner, not take it away, not ignore it, and then respond and link up to it. So a lot of my initial training, isn't necessarily the funnest stuff, because I want to get the neural pathways built. Yeah. And if they're there, great.
You gotta get the foundation.
Absolutely. It's scales and arpeggios, like for a piano. But I see a lot of people that are really, really funny and interesting and good, and they don't get to that next level because they're either, one, treating it like a math class with the rules, which are there for a reason, or every time they get up, it feels like an audition and it's pass fail. And if their teacher says, great, yay. If their teacher has notes for them, then I failed. So getting out of that, like in all my classes, everyone has an invisible suck pass in their back pocket. It self-regenerates. All right. So it's always fresh and you can suck as many times as you need to. And I tell them, I go, if you really do bad work in my class, I will give you a standing ovation. If it's something I haven't seen before, like, well, yeah,
it's the worst ever. Great.
You outdone yourself.
So we have to laugh at our mistakes to be free enough to discover things. Yeah. And I use my suck pass as a teacher fairly regularly as well. So that's one of the gifts of improv, I think.
And also, if you had a really bad point, in a class, better do it there, and then you can only go but up. And I think, because we have a lot of friends that do improv in class, and their motivation, and we know it because we interview a lot of different people, and we can tell when somebody, like, they're passionate about the industry or they just want to be famous.
Right.
And so people go to improv like, I want to be the next Will Ferrell, or, Kristen Wiig or whatever. And it's like, well, no, that's not your intention, is to be the best that you can be. And I have to tell you, Patrick, improv all through my whole acting, not acting, whatever, has always been my worst class. Because I would get so in my head about it.
Can I swear here?
Yes, of course.
Bullshit.
Awful. But I saw an interview you did, and somebody was asking you about improv, and they were saying, "Oh, I can't really do improv. I'm more of a reactionary person in real life." And you're like, "But that's what it is."
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. But it's always been so scary to me, and I fucked up my audition
we
for Juilliard for the
improv on this
improv
show.
thing. I just froze. I froze and I didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, that's all just inner game.
Yeah.
Okay, because you've got the tools
I've never
and the
been
skills.
good at improv.
Again, I'm gonna say bullshit. Maybe you haven't in the structures that you've been in, but you're doing it right now, and you do it every moment of your life. Otherwise, you would have been hit by a bus right now. By now, it's like you something happens, and you respond in some kind of logical, relatable way. And you're so witty and so fast that, my thing, if you were in my class, I go, great, let's slow it down and see what we get from that. See what we're blowing past. And that might feel like, oh, he put sandbags around my ankles for a couple weeks. But what you'd see is that as fast as you are, which I completely respect, that maybe there was some things down the side streets of that boulevard you were speeding down that were of interest. And it relaxes you to, one, keep making mistakes and have them be okay, if not celebrated.
Yeah.
To do something that doesn't work, but we go, but you know what? That one thing about the character that you just did, that thing where they looked kind of suspicious and afraid, was hilarious. So let's milk that and see where that takes us. So I don't accept your
I just got
statement.
a free class.
Yeah, I don't accept your
And I've always been
statement.
told to slow down in everything, from singing to monologues to even in person.
Me too.
I guess I need to stop doing coke then.
No, don't do that. It's working. But that was my major note too.
That'll just calm you down.
First year,
no broom and no coke.
Oh, I can't do any stimulants. No, it's bad. It's really bad. It's not good for anyone. But in first year of theater school, it would be like, Patrick, slow down. The language is coming before the experience, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, all right, note taken. And it took me like 20 years to realize what he meant. Oh, why didn't he just say, slow down? You're talking before you could think or feel what you're saying. Right. But he said the language is coming before the experience.
And it's funny because I look at your acting roles, and you have slowed down in terms of, you were cast very many times as like the funny, witty, sassy, whatever, and there's that timing to it. Yeah. But I've seen you like slow down and like be more shades of you, I guess.
Yeah, a part of that is age. And I just don't have the energy to be that Patrick anymore. Like someone slap him. Yeah. Let's take the playback rate and slow it down below 0. So I've definitely slowed down, and a lot of that is also just growth.
But there was a part of time on TV, and this, we'll get into our next subject. There's not a year on your IMDb that's not full of credits. You have been a working girl for sure, especially in the late 80s and 90s when you were just booked on show after show after show. And of course, we know the Ellen Show. And then we expected what the sassy gay guy was going to be like. And it was that high patter. It was that snarkiness. But you got to play a range of characters. But I want to know what it was like to be a gay actor while Hollywood. Your star's on the rise. You're on all of these major network shows. But we're also dealing with the AIDS epidemic. And we know the chatter that was happening behind Stan Zimmerman, who we're going to talk about in a little bit later. He talks about being in the writer's room and not being able to be out. There was talks like, oh, if you met a person with AIDS, you had to burn your clothes after. Like, there was this kind of sentiment happening behind the scenes with executive producers, with writers. What was your experience like going through that?
Well, at the time that I started really kind of taking off, I think we'd already gotten to the cocktail, and people were living a lot longer. Not everyone, but there already was some element of hope. But in the years prior to that, when I was just, taking classes and doing little things here and there, it was, it was being out and being gay could definitely, raise eyebrows. And I thought, well, if they're raising an eyebrow, that's not somebody I want to be around anyway.
Sure, but
So
your career didn't suffer the fate of some other out gay actors,
Well,
You
I
continued
wasn't
busy.
right, but I was also an asexual kind of comedic presence. So you didn't have to see me believable in any kind of romantic setting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't having to pass for straight or something where, they would say, well, if this gets out, he's ruined. It was like, no, it actually was enhancing in a weird way now that I think of it.
All right, during this interview, we're going to just pepper the interview with some of the shows, and I just want like your first kind of reactions.
Okay.
So the morning show, season 2, we know the morning show is a heavy show.
Yeah.
Big hit show. When I saw you, I was like, there's Patrick.
Yeah.
What was the environment like on set?
For me, again, I was very nervous on that set.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And I've been around a lot of names and stuff like that, right? It's like, but for some reason, there was, I felt, a tension on set that mirrored the tension in the show.
Oh.
And I could feel that, and I didn't like it.
You can almost feel it as a viewer too. Sometimes it's
It's
very
very
uncomfortable.
intense.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And so that made me a little bit more nervous and maybe a little bit more babbly sometimes off camera. And so yeah, I didn't go back for season 2. They moved Juliana's character to New York.
Yeah.
And I assume that's the reason I wasn't back. But I was, even though it was a kind of like, oh shit, it would have been great to go back and do another season of that. I was kind of like, yeah, that's all right.
Was like the whole set was like method in a way.
I don't know. I don't think it was that. It wasn't obnoxious or anything like that. And people were nice, Mark and everyone and such. But there just was a feeling on this set that I'm not used to, and I did not find comfortable.
Yeah, I feel like that show in general is just really heavy. Like they don't really have.
And I think there's stuff
lighter
behind the
stories.
scenes, not to feed into gossip or anything, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot many different personalities, and the stakes for that show are high.
Yeah.
But keeping in mind the morning show, which is a whole different type of TV show, from we're looking at your first, big TV role in Webster and everything in between, you've really seen the TV industry change. The way it's filmed, the way everything. I mean, you've been part of that evolution. How has TV changed for the best? How has it changed for maybe not so the best from your perspective?
I think the viewers demanding more interesting writing, more interesting worlds, more interesting stories has broken a lot of patterns and ruts that TV was in. I think British TV has influenced us a lot in a good way.
Yep.
I think the actual making of the shows without them being on film is easier. I don't know that the product is as pretty. And then in terms of from an actor's perspective, it's really different. It used to be you'd get notice of an audition, a messenger would bring a script to your house, or it would be faxed, and you had a day or two to go over it. And there were a lot of opportunities. Many of us, because of pilot season, would do a pilot or two sometimes in spring, and that would get us through summer into fall. And if we were good with our money, it would get us through the year. And then suddenly everything became pilot presentations. And then they started, not offering as much money for the actors. And so I think it's harder for young actors who are trying to establish themselves.
There's not like really residuals anymore, right? Like for the most part with streaming, but they're not as great as what they used to be. Right?
Not the same. Network residuals were great, but I will say the streaming residuals last longer because a lot of network residuals would dry up, and if that show wasn't a hit in syndication, you weren't seeing anything anymore.
And I know that I was watching an interview. Like some actors are saying, because of the way streaming is done, it gives them a little bit more freedom to be able to do other projects at the same time. Because before it was like, oh, if you wanted to do another project, it was like, no, you're doing 20 episodes, you have no time.
Yeah, you're locked in. Yeah. And 26 when I started.
Yeah.
You do 13, and then you get 26, 22.
Yeah,
you get a back 9.
Yeah, because then you'd have like a break break during winter and then like a month.
Little
maybe,
hiatus,
and, and then you go back into spring.
But I miss when a show was a chunk of a show.
Yeah.
You know, when you have 22 episodes per season, not like 9.
Just like character development. You know,
Yeah.
everything has to be now like every episode has to have a purpose instead of like, you know, they call them filler episodes, but I never considered episodes like that filler. I was like, oh, you're having characters that are in a different context.
Right.
You're getting to see how they act and like you like connect with them more.
That could be attention span issues too,
Yeah.
right?
Because we're scrolling this, while then we're watching that, and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But again, the British model is these 6 to 10, you know, episodes,
Yeah.
and I think as an economic or business model, that's probably better for the accountants.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And they came out every year. But then you have all these shows that give you 8 episodes, and then 4 years later you get another 8 episodes, and then you have to remember what the original show was about.
I don't know.
During our opening, we played a fun picture of you and Lisa Kudrow at the ground.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Why weren't you in the comeback?
Oh yeah.
Did I might have auditioned for something in that somewhere along the line, but I don't know.
Lisa,
I got some explaining to do.
No, you know, no, she's brought a lot of people on, and Tim Bagley
He's
for
on our
this season.
show. Literally, you've been in everything. He has been in everything too. He was at the Last Supper. Like he was like,
Oh yeah. He was a waiter, but he was at the Last Supper. Yeah.
Hey Jesus.
Yeah.
There's not really a moment where you watch TV and you don't click and one of your many shows is on. I consider you a queer trailblazer in terms of representation. Do you feel that for yourself?
No, I not really. You know, because I was just being me, doing me, taking the opportunities that were given me. I turned a few down, I'll say, because I was like, no, this is way too old school homophobic. We're not going there. And I won't say what they were because other people took those jobs and got them and maybe made them better. But so no, I can't think of myself that way.
You know, because we've had this boom in the last decade of LGBTQ actors coming out. They've been celebrated by the media. They're celebrated by GLAAD. They're celebrated by us all. We're like, they get hero awards for not really doing anything but their job. That's my bone to pick. But isn't there part of you
That's
like?
how you really feel.
Well, no, but it's like you can't just give somebody an award for them making money and then pay them to go get their award.
I know.
What money have they put back into the community? What hours have they volunteered for the community?
It's the
That makes you a
activism,
hero.
Yeah.
And
Right.
actors
Agreed.
with money have time to donate and they have time to volunteer. Anyway, that's my soapbox.
Amen.
But do you ever feel like kids? I did that before. Like I was there.
No.
No.
No, again, I was just, I was
I mean,
just,
I would be like,
no, I was just being me, doing me, and following, you know, my bliss, as we used to say, and very gratified that it wasn't a stumbling block for me, and very gratified that I had the look that I had, so that I wasn't going like, I've got to be a straight guy in a soap opera or something that, and you know, keep this on the down low. So, yeah, and the more the merrier. I think it's amazing what's happened with.
But Patrick, every time you entered into an audition or whatever, you know that like it was like, oh, the gay actors here. Do you know what I mean? So that takes courage just to step in the room and. You don't feel.
I guess when you're desperate for attention, you know, you'll do that. No, I was pursuing what I wanted to do, you know. Again, there were some times where I read a script and went, okay, I'm going to bring something different to this than they're expecting. And it was either embraced or they were like, could you give us a little more color? And I'm like, any color in particular?
I get the whole flag right here.
2 snaps and around the world.
You know,
that's what they would say, color.
Yeah. So I tried. I didn't always succeed, but I really tried to take roles where the main character who we liked my character.
I think that's always so important.
Because if it wasn't that, and I was going to be the joke, I wasn't going to be hurt by being the joke. Other people were.
Right.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But other people were, and it was going to just forward that kind of trope.
Right.
You know, so fuck that shit.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about The Ellen Show. Amazing cast: Ellen DeGeneres, Jolie Fisher, Jeremy Piven, recurring guests like yourself, Jack Plotnick, Bruce Campbell. You joined the show second season.
Yeah.
Did you have any clue that Ellen would be coming out during the run of the show?
No. Not until like the year before she did it when she told me she was going to. But before that, absolutely not.
I want to know behind the scenes because I'm such a...
What was that conversation like?
But no, but...
Oh, the Ellen police are coming.
Oh, crap, we got to go.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But was it kind of the unspoken secret that, yes, everybody knew that she was gay?
It wasn't even a secret. I mean, her girlfriends at the time and stuff like that, would be at set and stuff like that. So it wasn't a secret. It just wasn't publicized.
Did you have any trepidation of joining the show?
Not at all. I came on as a one-time guest star to play this hyper goody two-shoes volunteer named Peter. Yeah. And I loved the part. I connected with him. And he's a part of me, even though I'm not presenting that way exactly right now, but that is definitely one of the me's that's in here. Mm. So I had a blast doing it. I had a blast with Ellen. I think she told the producers, like, bring him back. And so they contrived reasons to bring him back. And then I just became somebody who was in her world. Yeah. And it was really fun because every time I went back, I had, a good little arc or a storyline or something to do. Yeah. So it was really, really.
And what a diverse cast, too. Right. Very diverse. And I would just sit with Julie and I would just talk about her family the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
I
right?
was there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Old Hollywood stories.
Gossip. So what was that conversation like, though, when Ellen's like, hey, I'm going to be coming out on the show?
Oh, it was weird. We were on a break at rehearsal. So we're sitting on the sofa in her living room. And she leans over to me and she goes, I think I'm going to do what you did. And I'm like, you're
ears pierced?
Right? I was thinking, like,
you're linking with a broom?
You're gonna look terrible with a henna rinse. That's all I can say.
Like, oh my God.
I think that was my spiced cognac years. All right. And I took a beat and went, oh my God. I'm thinking, like, that's not going to be what I did. That's not going to be qualitatively anything remotely the same. Are you what? And so it was very exciting, and that was the secret, obviously. Yeah. And yeah, so as they were getting ready to write the next the remainder of that season or the next season, I don't remember, it's all blur. Occasionally, like, the writers would ask me things like, what was my experience? And they would fold that into some of Peter's stuff.
Mm. Oh, that's great.
Peter actually says when he came out that it was just like, oh, my family was like, whatever. Yeah. Because that was my experience. Mm-hmm. But then talking about being Homo Pete, at school was not easy. So again, that was a little of my experience,
Makes the character real.
Yeah, the writers wanted things to be authentic. Yeah. So I really respected that. Yeah.
Now we know after she came out, it was a career murder for her. She was not for you. You went on and you worked and worked and worked and worked.
Well, I think, with her, there was you changed the rules mid-game with us person who we...
Like she was lying to people.
Yeah.
Like when Rosie O'Donnell came out, that was a big pushback.
Right, so they're
changing the character in the show.
Yeah, like, oh, this is new information. Yeah. We liked you, and now we're not sure. That with me, it wasn't new information. And actually, my career did slow down a bit after that. I wasn't doing as many pilots as I had been doing. I also did a disastrous one on UPN, a series that I was doing at the same time.
God, UPN, that's a blast from the past.
There you go, right? Yeah. And so...
What was the series?
It's called Head Over Heels.
Oh, yes.
It was really fun, candy-colored set, married with children in terms of the tone.
Yes.
And I played a celibate, non-binary dating counselor.
Like, what other descriptors can we throw at Patrick? There you go.
I threw those at myself because originally the character was named Wendy or something. I went in and interviewed and they said, what would you do with it? I said, well, first of all, I'd get him out of the whole dating game entirely. Yeah. I think that would be fun because he'd make a lot of mistakes, but then he'd also have objectivity and they like that. So that's what we were going to try to do with the character.
God, a non-binary at that time. We didn't have that language.
Right, yeah.
We just didn't.
Well, I don't think I used the word non-binary. Non-binary.
Right. But like we know now what that.
I think I said asexual.
Yeah.
And again, I was pulling from my truth.
Yeah.
I'd been married for how many years at that point? Well, that's another story.
But, you've been married for a long time.
Poor Andy. 32 years. We actually have kind of evaluated the relationship. So we're not living together right now. We are closer than we've ever been. Right, it's really good. His boyfriend Anthony is a doll.
Get out!
And the two of us gang up on Andy a lot. And well, figuratively, it's not. It's not a throuple. But so
it's too early for being
who's
the gutter
getting
girl.
stuffed this Thanksgiving?
so you got the scoop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it fun to kind of explore that relationship in a whole new way? Like you said, like you're strong and everything. And it's not about the pressure of forcing yourself to be in something that just does not work for you.
Right. Well, and so much was working and then some other things weren't. And I think what we realized in over this last year is that I had become his big sister. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Too sexy.
It's not sexy.
No.
But the dynamic of the relationship had shifted without us kind of being aware of it. And then when actually looking at it, it was like, oh, I think this is what we're going to do. So it was very mutual. It was no drama. There has not been one raised voice ever.
Wow.
And like I said, we're closer now. And, you know,
I mean, 30 plus years, it's like, family now.
Totally family. And his family are my family,
right.
you know, and yeah, so it's...
If I could have a relationship where they're not in my bedroom every day, that would be great for me.
Oh my God, right? Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's not uncommon. I think like Cameron Diaz says
it's
that she has
happening more and more.
houses, and you're like, you know.
Gay, straight, and anything in between. That's happening more and more.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Well, I'm very modern.
Yeah, you are. Talking about modern, let's talk about modern humor. Steven would kill me if I didn't bring this up. Family Guy, 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy working on the show?
It was really fun.
Yeah?
I mean, to sit in a room like this and be you're a bush on fire right now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You're a kind of a Nazi Boy Scout leader. Okay, great. Too much fun.
I mean, he's a huge Family Guy. But we know Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane in general, definitely pushes the envelope in terms of political correctness, meaning that there is none.
Right.
Do you think we need to be careful with our comedy?
I do, actually, and I know that's not a popular opinion. I don't subscribe to the political correctness is killing comedy. It's like, no, we're getting some, little boundaries and things like that, and let's see how we can work within them. My thing is, and when I direct Puppet Up, because we are, we go there, is I go, I think my personal thing is you don't want to do something that goes so gross blue that you're putting the idea of a taste, texture, or smell in the mouth, in the mind of the audience. All right, so let's be careful with the the gross out stuff, right? And use it like a potent spice. And then the other stuff that's just really dark, I go, somebody may be coming to the show tonight to forget.
Exactly. Well, that's why we go to theater.
Yeah. So if someone says, "Oh, it's all on the table," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. We can do a great show without having to go to abortion."
Right.
Someone out there is their night's gonna be ruined, and we can do a great show without it. And then in terms of like stereotypes and stuff like that. Occasionally maybe a character will go toward that and some of the other characters will call them out.
Good.
In a fun way.
Yeah.
So yeah, where we went the most, where we crossed the line the most was in Australia. And we have these hot dog puppets. And I said, okay, what are the hot dogs doing today? And do you know this?
No, we saw a little bit of
political correctness in Australia is much, much less than the United States.
It's more than it used to be, but yeah, it's much less. And some guy in the back goes, the crucifixion. And I'm like, what? You want the hot dogs to do the crucifixion? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, so do you mean a crucifixion or the crucifixion? He goes, the crucifixion, mate.
I thought that was the hot dogs when the women belong in the kitchen bit, but this is a whole different
level.
level.
Hot dogs do something all the time. Yeah, this is a different level.
Crucifixion.
So we did we were there on Golgotha with the good thief and the bad thief on either side. The hot dog's arms were bent out. We really went there. But it was done in a very Monty Python Life of Brian tasteful way.
Right. Yeah.
We did have a couple people walk out. And I asked the house manager afterwards, I said, we had walkouts that they were Yanks. And I went, okay, well, there we go. Got it.
It's like when people go to the Book of Mormon thinking that it's like in the...
Yeah.
Are they in for a surprise?
Right.
But when you take something so personally, when it's just blanket humor, there's something else going on. Your connection with that is...
Yeah.
And we know wildly religious people, not to make assumptions, are wildly not faith-driven people.
Sure. And
they're faith by choice in certain parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some are the most amazing people you'll ever meet.
Right.
I have, I think it's healthy, a healthy sense of humor about myself, and so I try in the show to let myself rip at the seams and show, and I get awkward in my phraseology and stuff like that, and I tell them I've had too much Red Bull. So the idea being like, look, we're all here to laugh. Let's not take things too seriously. These are puppets doing naughty things. And let's just have fun with it. And occasionally, and I don't remember, well, I'm not gonna say, but a sketch, an improvised sketch crossed the line so bad that afterwards I said, all right, you two come out here, apologize to the audience in a poem. And they had to have the puppets apologize.
It kind of just like sets everybody at ease. And we've talked on the show, there's a lot of political incorrect humor out there that is just low-hanging fruit. That's just not even funny on any level.
Right.
It's just cheap humor, and we're sick of those tired jokes over and over and over.
100%.
Especially like self-deprecating comics. Like, you know, when we had gay comics that talked about their gay life and all of that, it was funny for a bit, but we've heard the same jokes. It's like, let's get new jokes. So let's talk about your relationship with Puppet Up. I cannot say it without like, leg up.
You have to do the introduction for the show every time.
What I love about how you became involved, and I want you to elaborate on this, is you noticed it was lacking when you would do improv instruction with puppeteers. There was something lacking in the whole kind of process. Where they were just looking at the screen and not being able to.
Right.
Can you talk about how that kind of piqued your interest on let's improve the puppet world?
We had to make adjustments in how I taught, and they had to make some adjustments to the classic improv technique. When Brian brought me in, I was going to do 6 weeks of classes, and I think at the first meeting I said something like, "Well, eye contact is really important," and blah blah blah. He goes, "Well, you're not going to get that with them." I went, "What?" It's like the Henson puppeteers are always looking at the monitor, seeing what the camera sees. It's very important. They don't break from that, except for rare moments. But so no eye contact. So then they had to become so clear in their communication with their tone of voice. If they wanted something to come across, if they wanted to say something that we'd also say, oh, the expression in the face doesn't match, and we'd get that with humans. The puppets don't have that much expression. Believe it or not, they're pretty much a doll for the most part. So they had to do that, and then also space work. If you're doing improv and you're holding a gun or you're typing or something, you're miming it, right? Yeah. Well, the puppets have these little paddle hands. They're not going to get very precise. So typing looks exactly like massaging a cat or kneading bread. So then they had to caption what they were doing so the audience would know. But we tell fleshy improvisers, humans, don't caption. We can see.
It's almost restrictive and then super not restrictive at the same time.
Oh yeah, there's a dance going on.
So you kind of had to change that whole ideology with the Henson Company, which we know the Henson Company is a legacy.
Yeah.
And you were able to get in there and shake it up. What I love about Puppet Up is it's a show within a show. We see the screen, the final product, but then we see them underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, you just avert your eyes a couple degrees and you can see the puppeteers and how they're doing it, or look up at the screen and see the way you're used to seeing, puppets on TV.
Yeah.
Being part of the Henson legacy must be mind-boggling. I mean, we were all raised on these characters, and now you're part of this family. What was your conversation with Brian in starting Puppet Up? Like, why an adult version?
Well, the Puppet Up actually kind of was an accident. I was brought in just to do the class to give the skills and chops to the puppeteers, which a lot of them already had, but we just refined them. And they were doing so well. And I thought, the next thing they kind of need is to do this in front of an audience. So I said, how, could we do something maybe on the lot, for the employees, bring your lunch, kind of a little demonstration, 20 minutes.
Let's turn it a worldwide show.
Well, yeah, next thing I know is like Brian going, well, all right, so I've got cameras, monitors, I've rented bleachers. What? We're going to have about 250 invited. I'm like, what?
Just a couple people.
And it's not a show. I'm like, it's not a show. And we had a huge cast because everyone in the class was in that. And so we did that, and it was really beautifully received. And that was the time we said, should we hide the puppeteers and do a puppet wall? And I was like, no. He goes, it's interesting. I said, it's endlessly interesting to watch them.
Yeah.
And that has become one of the, the hallmarks of our show. Yeah. And then from there, it just went to festival to festival to festival and kind of became a show.
But Patrick, we're going on 2 decades now.
I know.
What is it about Puppet Up that you love so much that you come back for more and more, and at this location?
Yeah.
It's a big part of your life now.
It's
Did you ever
huge
think
part, yes.
puppets were going to be so much part of your life?
Never.
Ever.
Never. So it was the happiest of accidents, and it's my favorite thing to do. I'd rather be doing that than, TV or film.
Really?
I mean, I'll do that to get my health insurance, and sometimes the roles are fun or the project's cool and whatever, But yeah, my soul lives at Puppet Up because I get to deal with the audience. I'm improvising, with them. They're giving me sass and stuff like that, and the puppeteers are as well. And I just got the best job in the world because I take the audience's delightful suggestion, give it to the puppeteers. They make something fabulous happen. I get to watch it, and then I get to go like this, and it's over, and we move on to the next thing.
Like every night's like different.
Yeah,
so
even if
wildly different.
Right.
even if the structures, the improv games or structures are the same, it's always completely different. And my puppeteers are really good about like, they won't go back and fish from the same, pond. They're like, no, I've got to make up a new thing. We've been at the Olive Garden before, but I'm not going to deal.
It also challenges creativity.
Yes, absolutely.
So things don't get stale.
No.
Right.
Now, with doing the show for 20 years, how have audiences changed, and how has the content that you guys do, how has that changed?
Okay,
the most as
the audiences are much more improv savvy than they used to be.
No.
We get a lot of people coming in going, what is happening? And then people that were improv savvy were going, with puppets, what is happening? We used to have to really explain, like, here's a puppet, here's a camera. See, there's
what?
We had to do that.
Winona Ryder. I'm going to say you're doing the Winona Ryder.
Yes, very much. And the Golden Globe just like, the wonder and the mystery of it all.
That is our favorite
So there were thousands of Winonas out there just going, I don't know how to process this. And now they come in and they go, oh, okay, there's puppets and there's a camera, and there's the screen. So they're way savvier with that. Yeah. I think most of our audiences by now have also taken an improv class.
Right.
They've maybe seen a little bit of our content online, whether bootlegged or official.
Right.
I think it's because of probably like how we have such fast media, TikTok and stuff is very short, and people are already improving when it comes to that. So people kind of understand it a little bit more now.
Yeah, they get it. So there's that has changed, and then in terms of the show itself and what we put out there. Definitely, like we talked about earlier, comedy is, going through a growth period where we're kind of hopefully eschewing older, things that are problematic now. I'm sure we have some of our early sketches that wouldn't hold up.
Well, how do you feel about
that's with a lot of comedy, though.
Well, with the new Scary Movie that came out, their whole premise and their promotion was we want to bring back that old humor of being inappropriate and
there's a lot of ways to be inappropriate that are really fun.
Right. Yeah, but in their trailer, the very first trailer, they made fun of pronouns, and it's just really, that's the joke you're going to lead with for bringing back this franchise?
It's a little low-hanging.
Yeah, you have to work from the top of your intelligence, too. If I was forced to do a thing about pronouns, and that's my topic, and I have to improvise on now, I'm going to be the person who is losing their mind, not being able to do it, and so afraid I'm going to offend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to...
So that's a whole different take on it. And there's that
just come from a different direction.
Right.
From a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten to meet any of the Muppets?
Yes.
Which ones?
Bill Beretta, and God, now I'm going to offend people by not remembering the names. Julianne Busher, Dave Goles, Carol Spinney back in the day. So I've met a lot of the performers, and there's so many I know, and if they're hearing this, they're going, Patrick, what about me? Peter Lentz, all right. But so that's been a really fun thing. I know I just kind of went away in my mind now. You're probably going to have to edit that out.
Oh, we don't edit.
Oh, shit. Hi.
We're live.
Sometimes I just go into my own mind for a second.
Which Muppet do you sympathize with the most?
Well, it's got to be Kermit.
I was about to say Kermit.
He wants to be nice. He wants everyone to be okay.
He's the fixer, but when does he get his moment?
He is the star of it all, so he just doesn't know he's getting his moment. I guess.
It's not easy being green.
It's not easy.
And he's not judging all the crazy personalities around him. He's just trying to hold it all together.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that's very relatable.
He's almost like a Charlie Brown, although he's more successful than Charlie Brown.
Right.
But he's like the center of a lot.
Yes.
And the personalities just voice themselves, and he's like, okay, you be you, and I'll be me.
Well, and it's also it's interesting too because him and Miss Piggy, they're the zeitgeist of everything. We all believe that they're actually not just characters; that they exist as real.
We do,
right?
They have them in interviews, not just as the people that are doing the character.
Right.
It's oh no, this is Kermit in an interview. And that's very unique to.
The Henson Company has done such a great job of keeping puppetry and Muppets alive. Like Miss Piggy with Martha Stewart. Some of my favorite.
Oh my God! Did you ever see that with Miss
Piggy and Martha Stewart? They don't like each other.
I did not, but I can
but also her and Joan
both.
Rivers. There's one with her and Joan Rivers too. Miss Piggy and Joan Rivers. They go at it like each other.
Oh, perfect.
Go to YouTube when you're backstage in between, and you just YouTube Martha Stewart, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the Joan Rivers one too, because because
Oh,
Joan, she was just like, she did not hold back, and so Miss Piggy didn't hold back either, and I was like, what?
Great. That has to be fun.
So music is a big part of Steven's and my life.
Mm-hmm.
I need to understand this love-hate relationship with the harp.
Okay. As I was, making a living acting and teaching, doing sketch and improv and stuff like that, I needed something creative that I wasn't going to put pressure on myself to get good at. And I've really succeeded.
So you get a huge instrument, the biggest instrument you can get.
Yeah. I grew up playing the clarinet, and I was thinking in high school that that's what I was going to do. I studied with a member of the LA Phil. I was all about the Weber concertino and whatever. And then I just one day just kind of just said like, this is too hard, and I stopped.
And then you go to the harp?
No, then I went to acting.
I went to piano, but on the side.
I went to acting and improv, but the harp has just always called my name, and so I've had several over the years, and I've studied on and off. I'm too nervous to play in front of people. I can do the slowest version of the Swan Lake cadenza from Scene 4 that you've ever heard. The dancers would just be going, "What the hell's happening?"
And 5, 6.
But yeah, it's an impossible thing. I'll never. I'm always getting a little bit better, and when I go back to it, I have a lot of fun. It's intellectually very challenging. Because your feet are going at the same time your fingers are going, and you're trying to think about a measure ahead as to where the fingers are going to have to place.
Right.
It's nuts. And then bass clef, I wasn't a pianist.
And it's painful on your fingers too, on top of all that.
They
like playing a
callous up.
guitar.
Yeah, they callous up. Right, I bet.
But what I love in you sharing about playing the harp is, like that's your thing.
Yeah.
That's your outlet. You don't care if you're good or bad, whatever. That's something that you affix yourself to. And I just love that.
Yeah.
We all have things
on top of everything that you're doing. You're like, I also play the harp as a hobby. You just don't worry about it. It's just like another
in the dark of night. And I imagine you with a cape just playing.
Because
that's pretty much it. Or I'm in my underwear.
Like I'm a pianist, and like I feel like a harp is just like that's just a whole different.
It's a piano on its side.
It's even more so.
Well, yeah, it's
a string instrument.
There are some aspects to it I think that are easier. Like thumbs are always the higher note.
Okay.
Whereas you've got the mirror image and stuff. There's things to be said for both, but anything that gets contrapuntal and like, oh, come on.
I would just love to see a one-man show with you and the harp, like just stories for your harp.
Have a puppet to the harp.
Yeah. I'd probably hire a harpist and put a red wig on them and go, here I am. Play it really well.
Okay, the gays will kill me if I don't talk about Showgirls.
Of course.
Did you know what kind of film you were making?
Sort of and not.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
When I first read the sides, I was like, what the hell's going on? What is he talking about things being ginchy? And my mom at the time, I said, you're a dancer. What does that mean? She goes, it's kind of a vulgar term for kind of nervous and, ginchy. It means like, down here. And I was like, oh, okay.
Both of us were like,
oh. Yeah, right. Well, that was my mom's take on it. So I went in, I'm just thinking the script is crazy. I did my audition at Coralco, right where the big water main has broken recently.
Which one? Pick one.
I know there's been 6 of them.
Oh, there have?
Yeah,
I was actually I live on the street that
every day there's been a new one.
Oh, this is the one, the Holloway,
that's where I live. I live on Palm. So like our garage got flooded and all that stuff.
Awful. Yeah. So I did the audition. I was actually pretty subtle in it, the thrust it thing wasn't screaming. I was leaning up against a wall with my arms crossed and just trying to keep people on the beat going, and thrust it. Thrust it. Thrust it.
And she did.
Stay on the beat. Okay. And then Paul goes, okay, very good. What would a dancer say this? And I went, the turn, twist it? No, they would not say that. I think he was talking about like doing a suit new or something where you spot and your head snaps around at the last second so you don't get dizzy. Oh, good. Would they say this? What is ginchy? And I go, well, I've heard that it's a very antiquated term, probably used in the 20s and 30s, meaning really nervous. Oh, okay. So when I got cast, I felt like 2 months later, it was like, oh, you booked it. I was like, well, okay. So I get the script. And I'm like, oh, they took those things out. Well, I guess that's good, but they left in a lot of other crazy stuff for the choreographer to say. And then as I'm reading the actual script, I'm going, honey, this is like 42nd Street with pasties, you know, which some journalist picked up. I mean, but I know that I said that before they did. So so that's where I get a little bit defensive. Like I came up with that first.
Yeah.
But somebody else probably did before that. Anyway, so I was like, I go, they'll make it work. These are the guys that brought us Basic Instinct. They're going to make it work. So I went in like Elizabeth Berkley, this is going to work. And then we're shooting it. And it's like, what's happening? This scene is way too arch. The scene where we're talking about who are we going to get to, you know, replace Crystal Connors, and we're in the dressing room. And I said to Alan Rachins, I go, they can't use this. He goes, oh, they will. It's plot essential. I said, they'll do a reshoot, or they'll cut from her falling down the stairs to Nomi coming out of the volcano or something. They'll tell the story differently. And sure enough, every line was in there. And I swear that scene in the movie is longer than it took to shoot it. It went off to another plane of existence and expanded.
Yeah, like what timeline is this?
And then the thrust it thing, you know, I'm brought up onto stage. They've been doing lighting, you know, and everything. And Paul comes and goes, okay, so you swoop down on her and get in her face and yell, trust it, trust it, trust it, trust it. And it sounded like trust it. I'm like, okay. And I was tempted to go, remember when they auditioned and I was just keeping them on the beat and stuff? But then I'm looking at the lighting's all been set up and Scripty is there and she's got a drawing of a little me going, which I would pay for.
Where is that drawing now? I just say where? It should be in a museum.
They should give it to me for the shit that I had to take from it, right? Someone's got it in their garage. Anyway, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting out of this.
Oh my God.
So you just commit.
Yeah.
Yes. And I looked at Glenn Plummer, who was seated in the theater, and he's looking at me just very subtly shaking his head like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, I had to do it, you know, like there's no time. So I was a good soldier and I did it. And you know, the only thing I'm proud about as an actor in that is that there are many times where I'm saying things that I actually do look like I mean. I look like they're the issue of my own mind.
I think everybody committed.
Yeah.
I'm overcommitted.
I feel like you had to in that movie.
Or should have been committed.
Oh, absolutely.
Afterwards.
All of us should have gone to a nice southern mansion that's been repurposed in wheelchairs with blankets over our legs afterwards for like 6 months.
What's the Malibu like rehab center?
Oh no, I want the old school with the nurses in white uniforms. You know, yeah, the lemonade.
Oh yeah,
Nurse
Spanish
Ratchet.
moss.
Ratchet. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
She'd like me.
Yeah.
What was the first time you saw the movie?
Oh, I saw bits and pieces of it when we were doing looping, and I was like, "Oh wow, it's very colorful and pretty, and the lighting's really good." Okay, and then we went to see it, and I knew at that point, like, they had to have known that we were doing a graphic novel come to life, because that's the way it felt on set. Everything, the press, you know, conference announcement, and you know, everything was just so over the top and arch and dynamic, as Paul would say. So my husband and I go, and we're at the Directors Guild or the Writers Guild, I forgot which one, but the one on Wilshire. And we go in and we're seated about 5 rows ahead of the entire creative team. And so it starts and she's hitchhiking and she gets in the truck and then the switchblade comes out and I grab my husband's fingers, he grabbed mine, we almost broke each other's fingers. And we were just like, what? Oh my God. And we watched the whole thing and it was, yeah, I mean, we knew it was in trouble. We knew it was not good. We knew there were moments that were very laughable, but no one's laughing then with the guys right behind you.
Yeah. You had to, like, you didn't show any emotion.
But we did not go to the after party. So yeah, we were just like, get us out of here. And I gave my souvenir program to the driver, the limo driver. And Jack Plotnick was catering it. And so when I came out, he goes,
was he making comments left and right?
No, he's a nice guy.
No,
but
he's funny too.
His stuff online is ridiculous.
Hilarious.
He is a Renaissance man. Why he does not have like a 8 series deal right now, I do not understand. But anyway, so he comes by with his canapes or whatever the hell he had in his black, and he goes, and I went, we'll talk. And he goes, he's like, and then later he's like, I heard a few people say some things, but like this was right as the doors opened. So, he and I talked later.
When did you realize it was a cult success?
Yeah, because eventually now it has a huge
turned all
following.
around. Now it's
like Ariana Grande and they recreated the scene.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I realized that it was getting that as it was getting it in real time, because people are going to see this again, and they're talking back to the screen. I was like, I guess it could be kind of Rocky Horror, but it's kind of a buzzkill at an hour 40 minutes into it when there's the most only realistic scene in the entire film, which is a brutal beating and rape of a person of color. No, that sucks the fun out of it. And I've known of screenings where they actually took that scene out. And I'm all for that. I know, you're there to have a fun time, laugh at a disaster of a movie.
It's kind of like campy in a sense, but then also it's like a...
Take that out.
Yeah.
It's gratuitous. It's awful.
And to me, it's what that's about too.
Right.
Oh, it sensationalizes it.
Yeah.
It's the male gaze, the white male gaze version of like, well, this is what it's no, just stop it.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad. I have to go.
On that note,
God damn it.
Real fast. You recently, you keep doing things that you're like, oh, that's new. Let me do that. You did a play, Silver Foxes.
Yes.
Written by our good friend Stan Zimmerman.
Yes.
I was on the phone with him yesterday. He says this of you: I've been lucky to direct a super talented Patrick twice now. Very early in my directing career in A Tuna Christmas in LA, and recently in Silver Foxes in Palm Springs. I'm doubly lucky because I get to call him my longtime friend.
Oh.
Silver Foxes it's not a reboot of Golden Girls, but it's Golden Girls-esque.
Adjacent.
It's an older generation of gay men.
Yep.
In Palm Springs.
And dealing with some more serious themes in more serious ways than you'd expect from a sitcom. And yet it has
100%.
that sparkling, quick repartee.
Well, it's Stan Zimmerman.
It makes it more palatable in the sense,
Season one.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you've been so intimate with us, and I really thank you for sharing so many stories.
Yet.
Yeah.
But I'm not even wearing pants.
Yeah. But as a gay man, as a man in entertainment, do you feel the pressures of getting a little bit more mature in the industry? Which Silver Foxes deals with. It deals with us aging as gay men. Who are our relationships? Who are our friends? What's going to happen to us?
Yeah. In terms of being a gay man of a certain age in the industry, all I can think is like, well, different doors are opening.
Yeah.
I'm coming close to Codger, and I can't wait to play Codgers. Seriously, like I've got like about 5 to 10 years before this is Codger. Oh yeah. No, don't harsh my mellow. I want to be a codger.
Don't be mellow yellow.
But Patrick, we're talking almost 40 years in the business.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It is insane, and I have a very small life now, which I really, really love. It's really contained and it's really quiet. And when I'm lucky enough to work, great. When I'm not, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And I don't take anything because I have to now.
Has to resonate.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason. And I mean, sometimes the reason can be insurance or something like that.
Right. That resonates with a lot of people.
Absolutely. But it still has to be something I know I'm going to enjoy doing and I have a shot at doing well.
Right.
But I'm not haranguing my agent anymore at all. This is a very different phase of...
Not calling him after Showgirls, being like, what the hell?
Well, no, now your agent's going to call you and be like,
we still talk about
the broom? What's this about the whore eyes? What's this about? Like,
yeah. But I'm not calling and going like, my friend Reginald went out on an audition I should have been in. Why am I not getting in those rooms? It's like, now I get an audition and frankly, sometimes I go, ugh. What is it? How many lines? The hard thing about Silver Foxes is I was one of the co-leads with the wonderful Michael Corbett.
We love Michael Corbett from soap opera. I grew up with him on soap operas.
I got to kiss him in this.
He was one of my first soap opera crushes.
Oh my God. It was.
Well, he just died a little bit.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Part of me died and part of me rose.
It was my first on screen, on stage, anything kiss.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ever.
After all this time?
Yeah.
Yes. And for it to be Michael Corbett.
Did you say, we need to rehearse this again?
We kind of did because it's a little bit of a spoiler. Stan's going to kill me, but at the end of the play at one point, he plants one on me and I'm kind of in shock because we're exes. And then I'm supposed to plant one on him and push him back on the sofa. And after rehearsal, I had to go, I'm sorry, but I actually need someone to show me how to do that.
Wow.
I've been the pushy, not the pusher. And so the first time I did it in rehearsal, I almost hurt him because I overdid it. You know,
Michael Corbett, you're like,
I know, I don't want to break his neck. So anyway, we came up with something, and Michael said, he'll pull me down. I was like, okay, better. Because it just, is this weird? Like, I'm 64. I was like, no, I've never pushed someone down. Wow. And I've seen it done, but it doesn't feel, it's not in my body. And there was a
now you can add that to your
yes.
I'm a pusher. Like
I'm not the big sister ananymore. I'm the pusher.
Like a drug pusher.
I'm not the pusher. I need to be pulled. Apparently, big sister needs to be pulled. Too much information.
There's another one-man show there called Big Sister with a Harp.
That's on the next episode.
Big Sister with a harp and a broom.
Yeah.
Those early broom days.
The early broom
Patrick,
days.
this has been such an utter delight.
Oh my God, thank you.
Really, really fun.
Great. So.
I've been a fan of yours for so long. Not trying to make you seem old, but like
I am.
But you've been a part of so many shows, you know.
Yeah,
that have shaped...
I've been really
you have a whole
really lucky.
CVS receipt full.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your message to your fans?
My fans. Shit, I should have an answer for this one because I'm sure it's going to come up a lot.
Peter's writing it right now.
Yes, he's going to text me. Your answer is, just don't care what other people think. It's almost impossible not to, but work at it. Work at it every day. Like in meditation, that thought comes where you're worried about people, just brush it aside. It happened again. I thought about what other people think. Brush it aside. Who gives a flying F? Unless they're right and you're an asshole. In which case, then you should think about what other people think.
Reevaluate your own.
Being an asshole is not so bad if you make it funny.
This is true. All right. So there's always, every rule can be broken to great effect.
Yes.
But yeah, follow your own, your bliss in that old cliche. Yeah.
And slow down.
And slow the F down.
Yeah. You need to think about that one.
No, right when you said it,
he works well at this
everywhere.
speed.
Yeah.
He can drive this car fast. He's handling the
he can't drive it all.
I'll drive. I can't drive it all.
Metaphorically.
I'll drive it to the side of a building and be like, what? Are we here?
It's like
How's that?
How'd we end up on the side of a pole?
Yeah. I wish.
Okay.
What a delight. Go see Patrick and pop it up. It's here for a limited 8 performances, July 31st to August 9th at the Montalban Theater in Hollywood. But head to popitup.com because you never know where the show's going to pop up. It's all over the place. It'll be back more and more. But what a joy.
Thank you. Can I add one more quick thing?
Yes, please.
If you'd love to see the show, but you're like, I don't want to see him, go to one of the day performances the first weekend because my wonderful understudy, Ithamar Enriquez, will be hosting.
You just made that name up.
No, I did not. Isn't it the best name, though?
Yeah. It's like a soap opera name.
You've seen him on TV and stuff like that, and he is magical. He'll be doing the Saturday at 3 and the Sunday at 5 this weekend.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Yeah. So he's a joy.
And Patrick, where can we find and follow you?
Patrick Bristow on socials. I'm useless.
It's Patrick Bristow, if you must know.
It is, because some dart thrower named Patrick Bristow got Patrick Bristow without the dot. So, yeah, Patrick Bristow, that's for Insta, right?
You got to make sure because you don't want people following the fake profile.
Right.
Well, there's no mistake of that.
I'm not a dart thrower.
It's him. He's like, it's me.
Yeah. Or you can go to patrickbristow.com, the website I haven't updated.
Your website's great.
Yep. Oh, I haven't updated it in ages.
Since Barb and...
Star, because I'm saying the upcoming Barb and Star.
Barb and Star.
Hello, I'll get my people on that.
Yeah.
I'm my people. Right.
What a fun. I'm so glad we woke up early.
I know, right?
Usually it's like 1 p.m. We're like, I'll wake up now. But like, no, this has been such a joy. Such an honor to meet you, truly.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing so much.
Yeah.
And that's it, folks. It's always a grab bag of fun here every weekend on The Rocks. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to Peter Goldman at Davidson and Joy Publicity. Big thank you to our engineer, Xavier, and to Straw Hut Studios.
Please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue bringing this fabulous programming coming your way. Until next time.
For free, by the way. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay sexy, and if you drink, stay tipsy.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at ontherocksradioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share. Until next week, stay fabulous.